stupid. Yeah, I taking my little sister on a bike, and I'm wearing like SpongeBob Crocs. Okay, and like I got them. And it was like it was the closest shit, whatever. I'm wearing hot clothing, like warm clothing. It's like hot, and I'm sweating. And I'm like taking it or whatever. I'm like sweating. I'm like, alright, I gotta get home. I gotta get home. I'm on an e-bike. I'm on a bicycle. I'm riding this bicycle with like everyone. I'm like already a cartoon character. Orange bike. And I started like I'm riding home. Orange bike. And I get to a stop, like right before the house, like right before my house, like I'm right there. I'm right there. And I'm like sitting, because I'm on the road, because you can't ride it on the sidewalks. And I'm sitting there. And I got my arm outstretched, because like the turn signals, legally you gotta do that. I'm outstretching it, and I'm sitting there for like at least 5 minutes, my arm up. There's like a line of cars behind me. They're not honking, but I imagine they really, really wanted to. I'm just sitting there. I'm at the front of the line at the light. And if you don't know, there's pressure plates. And they're under the road, and that's how they know to change the light. And I don't know if you know, but I'm not as heavy as a car. And so I'm sitting there, Crocs, arm outstretched, warm clothing, sweating. By the way, I haven't shaved, and I need to shower. I look like flat. And I'm just sitting there, and there's a line of cars behind me. It's a red light. I'm staring at it. I'm sitting there, and then I'm like, all right, whatever. This is stupid. I just remembered, you know, my orange bike. It's not 1 ton. And so I laugh and I get off the road or the sidewalk, and I press the button to cross it. But before that, as I'm getting over, I look at my hand and there's blood on it. There's blood on my hand, and I'm like, oh well, I don't remember falling over and dying, and I feel like a sniffle. I remember, I get a sniffle in my nose. My nose is bleeding. My nose is bleeding, and I'm bleeding everywhere. So I'm sitting there. I'm holding up an entire light, arm outstretched, bleeding everywhere. SpongeBob Crocs, orange bike. And I'm like, all right, well, this can't get any worse. I press the button, and I'm sitting there, and I have to keep wiping my nose because I keep bleeding, and it's on my favorite sweatshirt. I'm holding my orange bike, and I look like a goober. And I cross one, and then I sit there, and I'm waiting, and I'm waiting. And it's the longest light in like the city to change. Takes so. That's why I was waiting there for so long. It's the long. I didn't think nothing of it, but then we were there for a while, and then I remember I was like, oh. And as soon as I got off, it turned green. I crossed again. I waltzed home. Orange bike. Yeah. You know what? You know the worst part? I gotta do it again in a couple hours. Fuck.